he was great this year. That does not mean that they should do whatever he wants moving forward, and that financially it's the right decision at this time in LeBron James's career for the Lakers to go all in on him. They need to be thinking about the next iteration of this team. And I don't know if they're fully doing that if they bring LeBron back. Also, he's going to want his money. Historically, LeBron James does not take less money. And if I'm the Lakers, feel like I might be in a power position from that standpoint, because the teams that are going to be able to give you the money, you're probably not going to be able to compete for a championship. Also, if this is the end, you want to go to a place where it matters for it to be your farewell tour. Cleveland, it would matter. Obviously, with the Knicks, it would matter. And with the Lakers, it matters. There's not a lot of places out there that are going to satisfy all the things LeBron wants, which is to compete, to have the control, to get the money, and for it to matter. So I think the Lakers are actually in a huge power position here when it comes to LeBron, which is not a place that they have been in the past in his career when they've done all these things for him.
Okay, well, here's what I would say.
Wow. Careful here, Michelle.
Let's start here with the catering part of it. What I would tell you is, having covered LeBron for 16 years now, that if you are going to be in the LeBron James business, it isn't a sometimes you're all in conversation. It is, the expectation is you are putting the chips to the center of the table every year. And during LeBron's tenure, there were numerous times in these 8 years where they did not. He wanted Kyrie Irving, which would have probably put them in a position to win a championship because, oh, by the way, he ended up in Dallas and ended up in the finals with Luka, okay? You would have added Kyrie Irving to AD and LeBron. They probably are in the finals. They also, 2 years ago, he told them, I'll take a pay cut. There's a multitude of guys out there that we can add to this roster that can help us win a championship. They couldn't land any of them, okay? So he took enough of a pay cut to get them under the second apron so they wouldn't have to pay luxury taxes in an enormous amount, okay? So he actually kind of still did them a business solid, despite the fact that, which he didn't have to do, despite the fact that they didn't land one of the players he was willing to take a pay cut for. So there's that, right? And again, my point is this. If you are in the LeBron James business, you go in this business understanding you are pushing the chips to the center of the table every single time. Not 75% of the time, not 50% of the time, not even 90% of the time, 100% of the time.
But Michelle, right? I think
wait, Cap, I'm not done.
Wait, there's more. Whoa, okay, keep going.
What I would then I would add the Luka component. I would say LeBron has been incredibly welcoming to Luka, and this is not a LeBron versus Luka thing by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, Luka came to this franchise shell shocked. Okay, he did not look like the same player. He did not look like the same person, I would say, for the majority, if not all, of last season. All right. LeBron's first game with Luka, I covered it. I was there on the broadcast. He went in the huddle. I was standing right there in front of them. And he said, and this was then broadcasted on television, hey, don't try to fit in. Do you. You be you. We'll fit around you. Okay? The first words to him, which, by the way, we were told he said privately to him as well. Okay? Did it privately and publicly. I think with the Luka part of the equation, it's the little things like, hey, the Lakers, particularly Rob Pelinka, who is the one of the voices of the organization, always talking about we're partners with our superstars. Except Dave McMenamin outlined it no longer was a partnership with LeBron anymore. The second Luka walked in the door, it was just a partnership with Luka, which is not what the Lakers brand has historically been, okay? So, nor what I'm assuming he was under the guise of that he believed he deserved, which I would side with him on that. He at least should have a say or at least have a heads up on what the thought process is, because the second Luka walked in the door 10 minutes later, allegedly, according to reports, Rob Pelinka was asking him, hey, we know you want a big man. What big man do you want? Meanwhile, Anthony Davis and LeBron were clamoring for a big man all season long up until that point. In regards to there's one more thing. Oh, the money. Dave McMenamin has also reported, and this isn't the first time he's reported it, that LeBron again is willing to take a pay cut, but he wants to know why. What's the plan? Because I don't think LeBron wants to leave. I think LeBron wants to finish his career with the Lakers. And, they openly say they do, and I think they openly say they do for two reasons. A, they know it's best for business, and B, they kind of know that the stuff these franchises know when these types of stories are going to come out. So I do think it's a little bit of damage control, but also they understand it's best for business both on the floor and off the floor. But if they're going to do that, there needs to be at least a level of gratitude, which I don't think he believes that he's received, or at least enough, saving them from, again, a stretch of time that was the worst in franchise history, and also not obliging by what the unspoken rule of business is with him, which is, hey, if we're in business together, we are in business together, and it's 100% of the time.
Michelle, I think what I'm hearing you say, which is something that I tend to agree with, is they're not in the LeBron business anymore. They are in the Luka business.
Well, but if they're in the LeBron, if LeBron's on the roster, they still need to be in the LeBron business is what I'm telling you.
That's a great point. I definitely want to pick up on that a little bit. But, Michelle, respond to everything that George just laid out.
So LeBron is a business unto himself. He is obviously an economy. And if this is the end, if they know it's the end and it's announced that it's going to be a farewell tour, obviously that is going to be a huge revenue generator. But I don't think that needs to be the primary focus in the Lakers' decision here. How much longer are you going to prolong Luka being the number one alpha on this team and building around him?
He is the number one alpha. He's the number one guy. LeBron was the number 3 player on this team in the pecking order on the floor this year. And by the way, when they needed him to be the number one, he performed as a number one against the Rockets, who everybody had them favored against. And he was better than Austin Reeves. He is still at 41, better than the guy they're probably going to pay more money to.
But you can say that Luka is the alpha, that Luka is the number one. I don't know if that can actually ever exist in theory when LeBron James is.
Then that's a Luka problem.
But do you disagree? LeBron
No, but that's a Luka problem. And by the way, Michelle,
it's
in
never
Dallas,
going to be like this is fully my team when he's there.
Yeah, but also this is part of the problem in Dallas too. This was, there were a number of reasons they wanted to get rid of him in Dallas, okay? Mostly they felt he was going to break down and not worth the $350 million. That is number one with a bullet, not even like, there's not a close second. But I would say somewhere on the list is, he's kind of not really a great leader.
Yeah, well.
So that's a Luka problem.
They need to figure out. No, it's a Lakers problem, because if you're acquiring Luka and you don't think that he's a good leader, that's a problem that you have, right? But you know that the clock is running out on LeBron. There's a finite amount of time left in his career. Are you going to see if Luka can truly be the alpha and carry it all by himself?
How is he not the alpha? He scored 34 points per game this year. He was the number one option. He finished fourth in MVP voting.
I'm not talking about strictly a basketball perspective. LeBron James stepping into a locker room is going to command all of the energy. Is Luka really going to be able to challenge LeBron if LeBron wants to do something differently than him? Are people going to listen to Luka over LeBron? I'm just saying LeBron is heliocentric. He's like the sun. Everything revolves around him. Even if from a basketball standpoint, it's running through Luka, I'm saying from an organizational standpoint, it can't be all about Luka when LeBron is there. And eventually,
okay,
I'm going
to give you a real life example here. I showed up to this radio station 10 years ago. You couldn't have told me there was a better talk show host on this radio station than me when I arrived. Okay. And I felt that way. Okay. But Mason and Ireland were the guys, okay? They have been here, and they deserve the respect that they get because they've been here 25, nearly 30 years, okay? And you know what? Over time, the shows I have been on have this show is a morning show because it's around Cappy and I, right? They are building around and Cappy and I have taken those reins while respectfully doing it with Mason and Ireland as a group together, okay? But we had to take the reins a little bit to some extent and be like, hey, we're guiding this ship too a little bit, okay? You guys are the stewards of this place, but it is our time too, okay? And we've done that, and we do it cohesively between the 2 shows and 3 shows with a new show in the afternoon drive. But that didn't happen overnight, but it had to happen. Like, we had to be willing. We couldn't just say, oh, we're just going to let Mason Ireland do whatever they want. How about us? And complain behind the scenes. We had to advocate for ourselves. We had to show that we could be worthy of being in the discussion, of having a hand on the wheel. Luka has done that on the floor. He needs to do it for himself.
But, Michelle, I'm with you. I just want you to know, as passionate as George is, we disagree about this all the time. I'm a locker room dynamics guy, and I'm of the opinion that when you have somebody who's been as successful as LeBron for as long as he's been great, he's made as much money as he's made, he's gotten as much influence as he has, all of these things, it is impossible, in my opinion, for any other individual to become the true leader.
That's a you problem, is what I would say. That is a you problem. If you can't walk in a room with another alpha and meet their alphaness to get, eye to eye, you're the problem, not the other guy.
Let me just jump in and say KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Yeah, I don't see it that way. I really don't see it that way, George.
Well, then maybe you're a beta.
Perhaps, but I don't think so. But maybe I should join the fraternity Alpha Beta. You know what I mean? Maybe I should do that. Look, I'm with you, Michelle. I think that LeBron is an overwhelming personality because
he's so overwhelming.
Because of his.
You know what?
You're
Luka Doncic, bro. Act like it. It's your team. They've literally given you the reins. Go act like it then.
Hey, Michelle, I'm with you. I would love to see if Luka could become the true leader on and off the floor on a team where he doesn't have competition for leadership.
Oh, for the love.
And I'm just telling you, listen, I'm Michelle, I was very worried about this appearance this morning. I really was.
Why are you worried? She's a grown-ass woman. She can handle it. It's not the first time she's had a real discussion with me. She produced my show for a couple of years ago.
I was going to say, George and I have disagreed many times.
I'm just here to
get
tell
out
you.
Of here.
I'm the guy that's usually on the receiving end of the harangue when I have a difference of opinion, which, by the way,
she's tougher than your ass, that's for sure.
Hey, Michelle, let me tell you something.
Well, there's no debate here. I'm an alpha, okay?
Okay, listen. You be Luka. I'm happy to be. I'll be your Austin Reeves, okay? That puts Sedano
You're more like Marcus
case.
Smart around here. You're a smart ass. That's what you are. You're flopping all over the place.
Yeah, really? I'm flopping like LeBron flops, okay? All I know is this, Michelle. Everything you said, you got somebody standing right here going, I agree. Because everything you've said, I've said. And every time I say it, I take the beat down that Sedano delivers.
Well, now you know it's equal opportunity.
Yes, it is. It is equal opportunity. That's
there
right.
You go. Absolutely. Also, we had this conversation with Susie today. LeBron, champion in LA, has been there longer than any other stop in his career. Is he an all-time great Laker?
Yeah. I mean, he's not the all-time greatest Laker, but he's an all-time great Laker.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm asking you guys that because you're obviously in
LeBron
LA.
James has had LeBron James has had 4 separate Hall of Fame careers. If you look at his career, like if you just take the individual 7 years in Cleveland, 4 years in Miami, 4 years in Cleveland, 8 years in LA. Tom Haberstroh, who I think is the most brilliant numbers person in basketball, actually broke this down on Yahoo. He would have a Hall of Fame case at every stop if you just took them individually.
So you think Lakers fans, like your audience right now, would consider LeBron?
Lakers fans don't like LeBron because they still, not all of them. There is a vocal minority of Lakers fans that don't appreciate LeBron because they will never look at him as anything but Kobe's rival.
Interesting.
The great Michelle
You know what else
Smallmon.
is interesting? Real quick, your use of the word heliocentric, I just want you to know that I didn't know what it meant.
No,
so
of course
I Googled
not.
it.
You looked it up. Yes,
I had to Google it.
No, I thought I explained him. He's the sun and everything.
She did
revolves around
explain
him.
it.
But I didn't know that. And so I did look it up. It is the astronomical model positioning the sun at the center of the solar system. So great word. And you taught me something today, Miss Batty.
The great Michelle
You
Smallmon.
know me, I always have a little vocab word for you.
You hear on Sportsmanlike weekdays At 3 a.m., 3 to 7 a.m. leading into this show, the Sedano and Cap Morning Show. Start your day with Unsportsmanlike and Michelle and Evan and Chris Canty, the Super Bowl champion. Michelle, an amazing performance today.
Yes, very nice.
Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
I may have couriered her all of my talking